Good morning, thanks for joining me. I hope everybody's well and having a lovely week so far. Actually, I think it's the weekend, isn't it? Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Thank you for joining me this morning. It is that time of the month where I share my favourite things from the previous month with you, and these can be anything from beauty products, stuff around the house, TV, film, random stuff. And today is a lot of random stuff. I've got podcasts, I've got books, I've got random stuff. Let's just get into it, shall we? Let's just get into it. And my first favourite that I want to talk about is a long time favourite. If you've been around for any amount of time, you will know how much I love HelloFresh, and they have sponsored this part of today's video. HelloFresh, for anybody who doesn't know, and if you don't know, have you been hiding under a rock for the last few years? HelloFresh is a meal delivery service. They send you the ingredients to make up delicious meals, and your box arrives on your doorstep, all pre-portioned out and ready to go ahead and cook. I find HelloFresh great for me for two different occasions. One is when I'm super busy and haven't the time to go shopping, think about what we're going to eat. It just makes those occasions so easy. And the other one is when motivation is low in terms of, oh God, what are we going to have to eat tonight? Just the thought of being able to click onto the website and look at all these delicious things that I can create without having to put in any effort or thought of my own is sometimes very appealing. I'm sure you'll agree. For those extra busy weeks, I tend to go for the meals that are the rapid ones, so you can have your meal on the table. Between opening the fridge and getting the meal onto the table can be as little as 20 minutes, and that's a yay from me, I have to say. They have pre-measured ingredients, which means you're reducing food waste. That is something that I do occasionally struggle with in this house when plans change, or I've bought too much of something. That doesn't happen with HelloFresh. So that's another win as well. So I'm going to share with you some of my favourites that we've had recently. I'll put in pictures of what they look like when they came, when I cooked them as well. This is the first one. This was absolutely delicious. This is a new favourite. This is the smoked haddock, cod and salmon puff pastry pie with garlicky green beans, and that was really good. Ashley and I both really rated this one. This is another one that is fairly new to us. I do tend to stick to our favourites quite often, so I'm trying to force myself to try new ones, and I'm glad I did, because this also was absolutely delicious. This Thai king prawn curry, really, really nice. The other thing I must say is it's super flexible. You're not committing to getting it every single week of the year. I dip in and out as and when, and it's really easy to skip a week, and you can cancel any time, no obligations, so it just works for us really well. Now, I do have an offer for you if you're interested in trying HelloFresh. It is 60% off your first box, which is a real steal, really good value for money, and free desserts for life. Who doesn't want free desserts for life? I'll pop all the info on the across the screen, that's the word I'm looking for, and also a QR code. You can scan the QR code and go straight through to my offer. Also, all the info will be down there in the description box. So thank you again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this part of today's video. Right, let's move on to my other favourites. Where are we with? Now, this is a bit of a random one. I've been asked about this in the comments because I've referred to it recently. Elastic shoelaces. Now we are getting into the time of year, fingers crossed, hopefully, where I will be wearing trainers more often rather than winter boots. I like my elastic shoelaces. I've tried two different types. They're the lazy girl's cure to having to lace up your shoes, really. The first type is these no-tie shoelaces, which are individual ones. They come on here. I've used most of these, but you can see they are individual ones. They're just elasticated. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. And that's what they look like, and they just go into your shoe. That's what they look like in the shoe. Please excuse the state of this trainer. This is my last year's trainer, and it's a bit scuffed. But that's what they look like. Really nice and neat. And then they just stretch open, so you can just slip your foot in. So nice and easy. I will of course link everything I talk about today in the description box. The other sort that I've more recently tried, which are equally good, are these all-in-one long elastic. These are super elasticated, you can see from that, and you can either leave these loose like that, like the young folk do, not do up their trainers, or you can of course tie them if you want to. Both types are equally good. I got these ones because these trainers are obviously beige, and I wanted a beige lace to replace these. I will link both types below, and they will change your trainer wearing life. Trainer wearing for lazy girls. The next thing is something I found recently that solved a problem that I had. I've always been a big tote bag on my shoulder handbag type of girl, but as I've got older I found that a day's shopping can make my shoulder ache, or if I'm going out for the day I don't necessarily want to have a great big tote bag on my shoulder, so I tend to use a crossbody bag, which by its very nature is a lot smaller, and I was struggling to fit everything in it that I needed to fit. And one of the bulky items that I have is my glasses. Joys of getting older, reading glasses inside a hard-sided glasses case. I thought it'd be much easier if there was something smaller to put them in. Enter this. This is just brilliant. So I didn't know anything like this existed, and then I went and looked for it, and there it was. And it's cheap as well, which is a bonus. So this has a popper on the top. You put your glasses in like that, you fold them on the back across there, and then you pop this is another pop, you pop that one down to hold them in place, and then the lenses are protected, but you haven't got a great big fat case. You've got a super sleek thin case. Now it also comes with this little strap which you can take off. That comes off completely, so you just have this part of the glasses case, but this strap, it has one of these openy hooks, so if you have a handbag that has like a little hooky thing inside, and loads of them do these days, or you want to hook it onto the strap, you can just do that, so you know exactly where they are. You don't have to be sorting through your bag to find your glasses, because they're clipped on and they're at the end of that. I just thought this was so clever, and has really solved the problem of my bulky glasses case being, you know, too big to fit in some of my handbags. So I was very, very pleased with that, and I thought I'd share it. Still on the subject of glasses, let's talk about these. I was outside, sitting outside on the one day that we've had that was just barely warm enough to sit outside so far this year, reading a book, and I was reading, I have to use my reading glasses for reading these days, and I was struggling with the sun being out, not struggling with the sun being out, but I did find it very bright. And I've always avoided buying reading sunglasses, prescription ones, because I've thought it's something I wear so rarely, that I didn't really want to spend the money on them, if I'm perfectly honest. So I discovered that you can buy, and perhaps I'm late to the party on this, perhaps I'm just ridiculous and I didn't know this, but I got these from Amazon. They are reading glasses with pretty much my prescription there. They are reading sunglasses, and you can get them in whatever your prescription is. I think they go up by 0.25, so you can get a 1, you can get a 1.25, a 1.5, a 1.75, and so on. I'm a 2, so I've got these in a 2. They've got all sorts of different designs, and they were £10 or £11, something like that, and they feel really nice quality as well. They don't feel cheap and as though they're going to fall apart the first time you use them. They feel just as nice quality as my reading prescription glasses, so I was really pleased with those, and they will come in very useful on holidays this year, because my favourite thing to do on holiday is sit and read under a sun umbrella. So yes, very pleased with those. I must mention as well, just let me tick that one off so I know I've done that. I must mention this eyebrow pencil. This is the only beauty product I've got this month, because I had nothing else that I've tried in the last few weeks has made it onto my favourites as yet, although there's a couple of things that I'm still sort of trying out that might get into next month. But this brow pencil from She Glam is so, so good. I have my brows microbladed, but they're getting to the stage now that they do need filling in. I'm trying to eke it out until the end of the year, because you can't keep having them microbladed. They go very blurry if you keep having them microbladed too often. So I'm filling in at the moment. I'm in this filling in stage. This is from She Glam. It comes in with 2 ends. It's got a pencil end like that, and then it has got, I showed this in my recent She Glam makeup video, and a felt tip end which looks like that. Both ends are equally good. It lasts really well. It's just really good for the price. I'm not saying you should put a special order in with Shein for this, but if you're ordering something anyway, it's worth adding to your basket and seeing if it's for you as well, because I think this is really good. I'm just looking to see if it's got a shade on it. I can't see a shade on this, but I probably would have gone for the lightest one. I always go for the lightest shade in brow pencils. What else? Another random. Let's do the last random. Last year I was very kindly sent by a company a couple of rings. I got them to match my wedding and engagement ring. I thought a good replacement for going on holiday, and I could leave the real ones at home, not take them with me just in case of loss. I'd take them off every night, but just in case of losing them or anything, I always get a bit nervous on holiday with them. So I got copies of those made, or sort of not dupes rather than copies, but I ordered them in a size that was too big, and I got them out recently and put them on. I thought they really are too big. They sort of got the stone bit was going around to the side of my finger. Anyway, I looked on Amazon to see what options there were, and I got these, and they're so good. They're little tiny, they're so simple, little tiny elasticated spirals, I guess you'd call it, and you wrap them round the ring. You can see I've done that one like that, and that one like that. And when you put them on, they then fit so much better. And I just thought that was such a simple and very good value for money, super cheap. You get loads as well. You get different coloured ones, so you can put them on gold rings as well. Mine are silver toned, those. But yeah, you get ones for golds and also different sized ones as well. I just thought that was an absolutely brilliant idea, and something that I didn't really know existed, so I wanted to share that as well. Right, that is all the randomness. I think I get the prize for the most random selection of favourites ever. Let's talk about books. And this month I wanted to talk about the Cazalet Chronicles, which I talked about vaguely before Christmas. This is a set of 5 books by Elizabeth Jane Howard. This is the 4th book in the series. Set around, it's sort of a family saga, I guess you'd call it. Set before, during and after the Second World War, following this family through, I think, a couple of decades eventually. I think I'm right in saying that. And they're so good. It's a real snapshot of what life was like, as well as a really good story. As I said, I'm 3 books in. This is the 4th book, which I'm about to start next. And I'm so enjoying it. I read these books years ago, and I watched Lauren and the Books on YouTube, and she was reading them for the first time last year. And I thought, do you know, I'd like to revisit that series, and I am very much enjoying it. I bought them as a set of 5. I will put the link for that below. And I've also discovered, because it was serialised on the TV absolutely years ago, and I thought, I wonder if I can find that, because I'd like to watch the series again as well. And I've discovered it's available on YouTube. I don't know whether to wait till after I've finished or start before I finish. I might wait till I've finished all 5 and then watch the TV thing. But yeah, highly recommend that as a book series if you are a reader and enjoy a bit of a Second World War saga. For TV, I've got 2 recommendations. For anyone who liked The Traitors back beginning of the year, that was shown, wasn't it? I can't believe we're a third of the way into the year. Could I recommend The Trust? It's on Netflix. It's a similar psychological, greed-based, do we work as a team or is it every man for himself type of thing. It is American, and rather than it being in a Scottish castle in the wind and rain, it is in a very glamorous seafront luxury villa somewhere or other, the Caribbean, I think. But the premise was quite similar to Traitors, and it did suck me in. I think it's 6 or 8 parts, and it was very watchable. The other thing that Ashley and I have been really enjoying on television is Masters of the Air, which is on Apple TV, which again is Second World War, all about the American fighter pilots in the Second World War, and it's so exciting and also heartrending, and sort of has made me feel grateful. We've got a few more episodes to go. I think we've watched 5 and there's 8 altogether or something, but it sort of made me feel we love to moan about what awful times we live in, don't we? And there is this sort of general air of life now being tough and difficult and all that sort of thing. I think, imagine getting into a plane to go and drop bombs on Europe and knowing that the likelihood of you surviving that unscathed is really not very high at all. As a young man of 19 or 20, imagine that, and then let's look at our life and think, you know, maybe things aren't quite as bad as we think they are after all. So yeah, very, very good series, but sad as well. So, you know, just wanted to mention that in case you're not up for that. Quick foodie item to recommend is the Rowntree's watermelon ice lollies. I'm hoping we're going to get suitable weather to be eating these very soon. I absolutely love these, and as a sweet treat they are only 60 calories, which is absolutely brilliant. Ashley's been buying Magnums recently, and I love a Magnum, but they're pretty high up there. They're not great, are they, on either fat or calories? And yeah, a Rowntree's watermelon ice lolly is just as tasty, and only 60 calories. Finally, I've got no films this month because I haven't watched anything great. Finally, I've got a couple of podcasts for you if you're a podcast person. First one is Bingewatch, which is it's usually a fairly short one. It's less than half an hour, and it's every week, and they talk about what's coming up on TV to watch, little mini reviews of various different things. And I've found some good stuff to watch from listening to that podcast, so that's worth a listen. And the other one, which is quite good, that I can't remember, I heard about this, but I listened to some episodes when I was going up to my mum's in the car last week, and it was really good. It's called Courtroom Drama, and it's sort of digging into the background and ramifications of celebrity court cases. So for example, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard one, I think there's one though I haven't listened to it for Colleen Rooney and the other woman whose name escapes me that was called the Wagatha Christie trial, Rebecca Vardy, that's it. And I listened to one as well about Kate Winslet. She took one of the newspapers, probably the Daily Mail I expect, to court back in 2006 for comments they'd made about her. Yeah, I found it really fascinating, really interesting, and thought-provoking, and I've enjoyed that one. So that's Courtroom Drama, that one. Right, I think that brings us to the end. I've been talking for 21 minutes. How has that happened? I didn't think I had much to discuss. Don't forget to let me know in the comments any recommendations that you've got for anything that you've enjoyed recently that you think I might enjoy as well. I always love your recommendations. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.